We are honored to have some special individuals among us today, and it's time to express our gratitude and extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guest. So we have our chief guest of the day, Professor Dr. S.K. Singh sir. He is connected with us through digital platform. Moving ahead, we have our guest of honor, Mr. Nirmal Singh. I request our group director sir to please felicitate as he is not here, he'll arrive soon. So we have our guest of Prime. He is Mr. Dr. Utpal Singh sir. So I request Group Director sir along with our chief guest to please come on the dais.
Yes, please.
I request our Group Director sir, Professor Dr. K.K. Paliwal sir, to please felicitate our guest of honor, Mr. Nirmal Singh sir. He is Director. I'm glad to tell you that he is Director of Esomec Machines Limited, which is a machinery company. I would like to request our respected director sir to be with him. Moving ahead, I request our director sir and group director sir to please felicitate our guest of Prime, Senior Vice President and Regional Head, North CRES, Dr. Utpal Mukherjee.
ठीक है एक बार और खिंचवा लीजिए।
Thank you so much, sir. Now I request all the esteemed guests, our group director sir and management director sir, to please unbox the souvenir. I request all of you to please rise as we respect the souvenir of our conference. To make this moment more memorable, let's take a group picture. Thank you so much. Last but not the least, we also have our guest of Prime, Dr. Surya Prakash Pandey sir, and I'm glad to say that he is connected to us through digital platform. So we'll have his blessings also for the national conference. Now it's my privilege to welcome our esteemed Director of College of Management, Dr. Avin Bakshi Bhatnagar, to deliver the welcome speech for our guest.
Thank you very much, Anika ma'am. Yes. Good morning to all.
It's really a matter of honor for me that on behalf of our Honorable Managing Director, Sir, Mahendra Agarwal, Sir, I'm here to welcome all our esteemed guests. So I start from, first of all, it's my privilege to welcome our guest of honor, Nirmal Sir, Director, Asomac Machines Limited. Sir, we are eagerly waiting for your speech. So definitely when Sir will speak, I request my student that you should note down the points, very important points that are coming from you. Apart from that, I warmly welcome Utpal Sir, Senior Vice President, Axis Bank. Sir will highlight us on artificial intelligence and its impact on banking and financial sector. Welcome, sir. And I really oblige that at a very short notice, sir has accepted and graced the occasion. Thank you, sir, once again. I truly welcome our dynamic group director, sir, Paliwal, sir. He always guides and supports us. I warmly welcome all my deans, starting from Dean IQC, Dr. Amit Rai ji, Dr. Abhinand ji, who is behind this whole conference, working from last 15 days, Raj Mishra sir, and our principal, Dr. Govind Gupta ji, all head of the departments, faculty members, last but not least, all the research scholars, participants and students from various parts of the country. We have received more than 100 plus research papers, and the topic of today's national conference organized by IMT College of Management is very interesting and very emerging. The topic is Artificial Intelligence, Sustainable Future, Opportunities, Challenges and Best Practices. So we have tried to cover, and we have received papers covering future also, challenges, no doubt about that nowadays it's a buzzword. Even the Indian government started in their curriculum from the standard 6, if the students are there, they are reading about AI. Recently in the month of December, our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has inaugurated a global summit on artificial, but he just sent the message that India is committed for responsible and ethical artificial intelligence. See, India is known for its ethics. So the message given by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji also, that no doubt we are going for the artificial intelligence, but we will maintain at the same time our ethics. The series of the speakers are there, so I am not taking much of the time. So once again, I congratulate the conference team for organizing such a wonderful event, and hopefully it has a grand success. Thank you.
Presence adds tremendous value to this occasion. Well, it's time for the briefing of the conference, and Sir did it already, and so well, I must say. So as Sir told you that we have received more than 100 papers, that is across the country, India. And over the course of the next few hours, we have an exciting agenda planned for you. Today, we embark on a journey to explore the challenges, opportunities, and best practices in leveraging AI for a more sustainable world. Artificial intelligence, or AI, has the potential to reshape our future, but great power comes with great responsibility. In this conference, we aim to delve into the complexities, discuss innovative solutions, and share best practices for a sustainable and ethical integration of AI. Our agenda spans across various domains, including business strategies, journalism, cybersecurity, and education, all reflecting the diverse application of AI in fostering sustainability. With engaging sessions and expert insights, we aim to deepen our understanding and collectively contribute to a more sustainable future. This conference is not just about presentations, it's a platform for collaborative learning. We encourage you to actively participate, share your experience, and engage in meaningful discussions. Together, we can forge a path towards a future where AI and sustainability coexist harmoniously. I request you all to actively participate, absorb, and contribute to the rich tapestry of discussions that will unfold over the next few hours. Let's collectively work towards harnessing the potential of AI for a sustainable future. Well, with this note, I'll request our group director, sir, and I'm so blessed to have him here in this national conference, Professor Dr. K.K. Paliwal, sir. I request you to please come here and address our... It's okay.
Request.
It's okay. Well, we are blessed that on a very short notice we got Dr. Utpal Mukherjee sir, and we all are eagerly waiting to hear from him. So I request Dr. Utpal Mukherjee sir to please come here and address our attendees.
Good morning, respected guests, the senior management of the college, and dear students. And I find myself privileged enough to stand in front of you for this national conference. So I have been called to speak about the use of what the artificial intelligence is doing in the banking and the financial industry. So I will start with a very small story, true story rather. That few days ago, one of my friend and colleague of my bank, I am from Axis Bank. Hello, is it audible? Yeah. So he, through his smartphone, he was making a vacation plan with his friend, okay, of a particular city, and the circuit also. So he spoke for 10-15 minutes odd. And then when he put down his phone and went to the Google for searching the route plan and all, and lo and behold, it was already there in the Google. Means when he opened, all those places were in front of him in the Google, he was started. That exactly is artificial intelligence. आप लोगों ने भी ये कभी-कभी महसूस किया होगा. Definitely you must have felt this. Okay. So artificial intelligence earlier, which used to be a story, which used to be a imagination, is now a reality for us, for everybody, and in everybody's life. Okay, so how bank and financial industries are getting adhered or getting affected by this. So what does artificial intelligence do? Let me start with that. So artificial intelligence, you must have seen chatbot in banks or in e-commerce platform or any platform. That 24/7 chatbot is governed by artificial intelligence. That is machine learning thing is governing that. They learn about your behavior of spending, behavior of your movement, and they track it, store the data, and process that data for personalized information for you. So, in banking, artificial intelligence foremost helps in customer service, rendering of good customer service. Okay. Then second thing what it does, that it minimizes fraud. It helps in risk management. How? Sometimes some of you who uses credit card must have felt that if you have made any online payment, suddenly a call comes from the bank, your bank customer service department, that sir, have you made this payment? Or a message comes, if you are agreeing to this payment, please press 1 or else press 2. Okay, that is artificial intelligence for you. That is the example. So it is in our life. So what did I say? Customer service, fraud detection. Now, What more? NLP you must have heard. What does NLP do in banking? Whatever feedback the customer gives or you are asked to give, that gets processed, and about the product that you have said, that gets processed in the back end, and those are ingrained in the product development. So again there is a help, that product development part. Then another part going forward, you apply for credit card or you apply for any loan, okay. So the credit ratings that is being done, you must be knowing it, okay. I think the students may not be knowing it properly, but a credit rating is done before giving a credit card or any loan, okay. That credit rating is being done with the help of artificial intelligence, okay. So the accuracy is more than 95-96%, which otherwise if done manually, it comes down drastically, okay. Another important thing, then the document that you give, suppose your salary slip or your income tax returns for getting those loans, those documents are also getting checked by the artificial intelligence platform. Different names are given by different banks, okay. So whether you have submitted a correct papers or not, correct documents, or it is not false, those documents also are getting checked by the artificial intelligence platforms in the banks, by the various departments, okay. So fraud maintenance, risk maintenance, credit rating. Now with that also the security aspect also goes on. The security aspect of your accounts, okay. Those with machine learning activities and NLP, whatever accounts you are having in the banking or the financial industry, those are also safeguarded. That unnecessary information of your account cannot go out. It is known to you only. Okay. Another important part, investment. Whatever investment you tend to do. Okay. Now, there are several artificial intelligence platforms are there. Those are known as robo-advisory. Okay. So they will take your one-to-one data by a personalized, to give personalized service by a impersonalized computer machine, okay, so that nobody else is privy to those data. They will process it, they will guide you, they will give their advisory that what sort of investment you should do, whether it should be aggressive or moderate or very debt prone, very limited to aggression, limited to any open to market investment. Those are also given by the artificial intelligence robo-advisory platform. Okay. So we see what used to be a folklore or a story ahead, now it is in our own sphere, in all of our whatever activities we are doing, whether it is in banking, doing transactions, or through e-commerce platform, or you are doing any Google, navigating any Google platform, those data all are getting stored, processed, and are kept whenever it is required, it is being thrown back to you. Okay, sometimes you might be taking that in Facebook 1 year before you did this, a photo comes. That is also that, part of that. So we see that, and also I will like to add here one thing, that in any ways this is not affecting the employability of the people. Okay. You don't feel that it is affecting the employability. In fact, it is enhancing, making you more cutting edge, giving you more cutting edge. Okay. So you can utilize it for better outcome. The work that you used to do, suppose in 3-4 hours, now you can do it in 1 hour or half an hour. Okay, so your productivity increases. So another thing, from the employability point of view, I would like to add that any of the faculty, any of the courses, whether you are an art student, commerce student, science student, you can learn data science, artificial intelligence, and go to that field either as a practitioner or a researcher. Okay, it is open to all. It is very easy to learn, and also don't take this subject that both hard hai, strong hai, how will I do it? No. It gives you cutting edge, opens up lot of vistas for you. So, why I said that, what I said, it has lot of importance in our life, daily life at least. It has employability, it reduces risk, and also as Dr. Bakshi was telling, that in India, we are more particular that this artificial intelligence should be used ethically. This is our mantra, and all our corporations, organizations, banks, everybody in India is adhering to it. So with that, I would like to end my presentation. So thank you for representing me.
Thank you so much, Mukherjee sir. We are really blessed to have you here. To please show him through screen. And Professor S.K. Singh is a highly accomplished academician and scholar. He is currently serving as the Vice Chancellor of Rajasthan Technical University, Kota. Thank you so much, Mukherjee sir. Thank you. Alright, so now I request all of you to please have a look on the screen so that we can listen to the words by Professor Dr. S.K. Singh. Play.
Managing Director, IIT College of Management, Dr. K.K. Palwal, Group Director, Dr. Abhinav Bakshi Bhatnagar, Director of IMT College of Management, Greater Noida, convener of the conference, Dr. A.K. Srivastava and Dr. Vaibhav Upadhyay. Dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, this is my profound opportunity to be here in this conference, World Day National Conference on Artificial Intelligence, Fast Sustainable Future, Challenges, Opportunities and Best Practices, as chief guest. First of all, I am sorry I could not be present today in this conference physically, as I had some urgent meeting here in Rajasthan. That's why I could not come here in this conference. Initially, I thought I will come and interact with all of you personally, but due to some reasons, I am with you online, and this is an opportunity which has been given by the technology. As we know now, technology has given this opportunity that even I am not physically present here, but online I am with you. For that I am very much proud of this institute. As all of you know, now computer, IT, and ICT, Information and Communication Technology, has become the part of our life. Now nothing is possible without this information and communication technology, and we are very much accustomed, or we are now very much dependent upon this technology. Now, if we have to go somewhere, if move from one place to another place, just we open the Google and just Google will tell the route, and as per that we just move. Same way in other aspect also, we are now becoming dependent upon technology. Now there, even in banking sector, if you see, if banks are there, but now we do not need to go to the banks for our transactions. We can do all the things without going to the bank personally. So coming days will be such that everything will be dependent upon the technology. And same thing has been incorporated in National Education Policy 2020 also. As all of us we know, in this NAP 20, the use of technology has become very important. And in all the courses, all the programs, we have to be technology savvy, we have to use the technology. And as all of us observed during this pandemic, because of this technology, all the activities in the education or in other field was possible. Because of this, now even the job from the home, work from home has also been started. That is, this is the technology which is going to play a very important role. As this conference is for artificial intelligence, now we have come to the another age. Earlier we were for the ICT, now artificial intelligence has to come. Earlier the decision was to be taken by the human being, but now in coming days, when this artificial intelligence, machine learning and other technologies are coming, then even decision will be taken by the machine, by the computer. So in coming days, artificial intelligence is becoming very important, and the coming days is for the artificial intelligence. So now we have observed that if we have to go somewhere, we need not to have our own car, but there is Ola Uber facilities are there. We can get Ola Uber facilities from the and take and go anywhere. Same way, when this AI has come, in coming days we have to see another change. Coming days there will not be cars, will be or motors will be, vehicles will be, the automatic vehicles will be coming where drivers will not be required. So this machine will be driving the car. So coming days these things are to be there, and these are opportunities as well as challenges. When there will be carless, driverless car will be there, then where these drivers will go. So there's another problems will come when because of this technology, such type of problems we are going to face. Now our drivers has to develop their skill in some other field. Or same way in other field also, we have to be very technology savvy. With technology, we have to go ahead. So our skill is also to be changed. So that's why this in new education policy in NEP 2020, much emphasis has been given for the skill development. And this skill development is changing with the time. So the in coming days problem will be that whatever knowledge now today we have, that knowledge will not be useful for tomorrow. For tomorrow we have to learn another skill or another knowledge we have. We have to gain another knowledge. That's why now the concept of lifelong learning is coming. Means because of this technology is changing, so our skill, our knowledge is to be also changed. So our lifelong learning should be there. So all these things is to be in our whatever education policy is there, in our education, all these things should be inculcated. So this artificial intelligence, when it is coming, so what is being said or what is being observed? Because now machine will take the decisions, but what is the difference between machine and the human being? Human being has heart, but machines do not. This AI do not have heart. So while taking decision, this problem will come, because whatever decision will be taken, that decision will be taken without considering any human angle. So that are the challenges which in coming days we all have to see. And as this is first sustainability, we have to also see the sustainability. So in all education policy, new education policy, sustainability has become very important. Sustainability is to be included in all the syllabus, all the curriculum, so that whatever we are developing, whatever we are designing, whatever we are manufacturing, that should be sustainable to the environment, sustainable to the society. So sustainability is very important. So with this, just I congratulate the organizers for organizing this national conference on a theme of artificial intelligence for sustainable future, which is very timely and which is very important. And whatever deliberations will be made, whatever papers will be presented, that will be very useful, and whatever discussion and interaction will be done among the delegates, that will be much fruitful. And once again, I congratulate all of you for this conference. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. S.K. Singh, sir. And with the boon of technology, we heard him. And now time has arrived. We were eagerly waiting. So many people even discussed about it. We all are waiting to hear from sir. So the biggest machinery company, that is the Asomec Machines Limited. It is located in Uttar Pradesh. We have Director of Asomec Machines, Mr. Nirmal Singh, with us. I request him to please come and address our attendee.
Good morning to all. On the dais, Dr. K.K. Paliwalji, Group Director, Dr. Abhinav Bakshi Bhatnagar, Director, IIT College of Management, Utpal Mukherjee, Senior Vice President of Axis Bank, who has just gone to, he had an urgent meeting, Professor S.K. Singh, who addressed just now to all of us, Vice Chancellor, Rajasthan Technical University. Dear faculty members and management student, what we aspire from the management students, you are going to be the future corporate leaders. I represent a company named Asomec Machines Limited. This is a company which had a humble background, but in due course of time, in our field, we are number one in the country. We manufacture plant and machinery for making wires. Wires is a core industry. You are sitting here. I am addressing you without taking help of wire in some form or the other. I can't even address you, because somewhere or the other down the line on the speaker, the wire is being used. we manufacture machinery for making wires both for ferrous as well as non-ferrous. This company has got export awards without any interruption for last more than 20 years. One week before, I received an export award from State Minister of Defense, Government of India at New Delhi by Shri Ajay Bhatt, who is State Minister of Defense and Tourism. आज का कॉन्फ्रेंस, it is a burning topic, artificial intelligence. If I go to the background of the artificial intelligence, शायद आप लोगों को इंस्पायरिंग लगेगा उस चीज के बारे में सुनने के लिए। ये आज की उपज नहीं है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। It was started way back in middle of 1950s, 1956 में ट्यूरिंग थे, who was a computer scientist, who gave this name artificial intelligence. उसके बाद I name 3 people who made the best use of artificial intelligence और आपके सामने वो हैं, आप लोग उन्हें जानते हो। One of them is not with us in this world and his name is Steve Jobs. आपने नाम सुना होगा स्टीव जॉब्स का? आपके हाथ में जो एप्पल फोन है वो it was because of him. In 1976 he started his company Apple from his garage after selling his father's old car. 21 years की एज में he started this company from a garage. और उन्होंने उनके जो कुलीग थे, सीईओ थे, टिम कुक, he is still the owner and अभी वो देख रहे हैं टिम कुक जो हैं। तो टिम कुक से उन्होंने कहा कि because Steve Jobs was a great innovator, उन्हें उनका स्टाइल ऑफ डूइंग वर्क वाज टोटली डिफरेंट। 1976 से 1985 में he was out from Apple and again he came back to the company because वो चाहते थे कुछ दुनिया के लिए करें। एप्पल फोन जो था उस टाइम कंपटीशन था नोकिया से। Nokia was the leader at that time and he was wanting to bring a mobile phone with a touch screen so that a normal man who is uneducated can also use the phone and he can do that, जो पढ़ा लिखा भी नहीं हो। पहले तो स्विच वाले ही फोन होते थे। मुझे याद है जब मैं अर्ली फॉरेन विजिट्स मेरे बहुत रहे हैं, मोर देन 50 कंट्रीज आई हैव विजिटेड इन द वर्ल्ड। तो वहाँ जो है वो बोलते थे, हमने देखा कि वहाँ पेजर होता था। मैं जर्मनी विजिट किया था 1986 में। तो 86 में जब मैं विजिट किया तो हम एक एग्जीबिशन में गए थे हैनोवर में। तो हम वहाँ गए तो उन्होंने कहा आर यू फ्रॉम इंडिया? मैंने कहा यस वी आर फ्रॉम इंडिया। तो उसने वहाँ ऐसे करने की आदत बहुत है फॉरेन कंट्रीज में। ओह नो 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 यू कैन नॉट, ही डिड नॉट एंटरटेन। उन्होंने कहा कि आपके पास ना डॉलर है ना आप कुछ खरीद सकते हैं हमारे से, और वो करके हम चले गए। दैट वाज ए स्ट्राइकिंग, हमारे दिमाग में वो स्ट्राइक हुआ। और वो वाकई में उस टाइम यही बात थी कि 1985-86 में हम लोगों को रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया से परमिट लेना पड़ता था। आप लोगों को तो शायद पता भी नहीं होगा कि वी वर स्कैर्स ऑफ यूएस डॉलर के बिना तो आप जा ही नहीं सकते जो है। तो $500 के लिए हमें रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया पार्लियामेंट स्ट्रीट पे चक्कर काटने पड़ते थे। उन्हें पहले देना पड़ता था, उसमें दैट प्रोसेस में 10 से 15 दिन लगते थे, फिर वो परमिट देते थे, परमिट से जाके बैंक में उस परमिट को लेके जाते थे, तब वो डॉलर्स मिलते थे। तो दैट वाज अ चैलेंज। तो हम लोगों ने, हम वापस आए इंडिया में, एंड देन वी ब्रेनस्टॉर्म्ड कि ऐसा उनमें क्या ऐसी चीज है जो हम लोगों में नहीं है। तो हमने धीरे धीरे टेक्नोलॉजी को अपग्रेडेशन किया। मैं जो ये बात कर रहा हूँ टच स्क्रीन का, टिम कुक ने ये बोला कि भाई ऐसे तो हम वी विल बी आउट फ्रॉम द बिजनेस। उसने कहा कि नहीं, इफ वी हैव गॉट ए इनोवेटिव ग्रेट आइडियाज वी शुड शेयर विद द पीपल, एंड ह्यूमिलिटी रिक्वायर्स दैट। और आज आप देख लो, दे आर नंबर 1 कंपनी। आपके पास भी जो है, मेरा अधिकांश लोगों के पास एप्पल फोन ही होगा, बिकॉज उसमें एक स्पेशल फीचर होता है। नॉर्मल फोन्स में टैप भी हो सकता है, हैक भी हो सकता है, बट एप्पल इज द ओनली फोन जो हैक नहीं हो सकता। और उनकी टेक्नोलॉजी है, दैट्स व्हाई दे आर सुपीरियर। उन्होंने आईपॉड लगाया, आईपैड लगाया, और फिर एप्पल वॉच बनाई, और देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ इनोवेशंस। और वो इनोवेशन वहाँ तक नहीं रही। आज आप मेडिकल कॉलेजेस में, मेडिकल हॉस्पिटल्स में जाते हो, डॉक्टर्स खट खट वो स्क्रीन पे वो करता है। इट वाज ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ जो इनोवेशन इन्होंने किया, और धीरे धीरे दैट इनोवेशन वाज फॉलोड बाय अदर कंपनीज आल्सो। मेरे यहाँ रोबोट्स की 2 मशीनें हैं जिसमें रोबोट्स लगे हुए हैं। स्विट्जरलैंड से हमने इंपोर्ट किया था, ABB से जो है। वो टंगस्टन कार्बाइड कोटिंग करते हैं, क्योंकि इंजीनियरिंग यूनिट है हम लोगों को। कितने माइक्रोन की कोटिंग होनी चाहिए, वो ह्यूमन से शायद पॉसिबल नहीं है। कहीं ज़्यादा हो सकती है, कहीं कम हो सकती है। उसमें हम PLC कंट्रोल में सारा का सारा फीड कर देते हैं, वो उतनी ही कोटिंग होगी, उससे ना कम ना उससे ज़्यादा। ऐसे ही मेडिकल में, इन ऑल फील्ड्स, आप इवन जो प्लेन लैंड करता है बोइंग वाला, वो भी वो टच के स्क्रीन से ही वो काम करता है। सारा का सारा एवरीथिंग इज ऑटोमेटेड एंड इट इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय दैट। तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस जो है, इसके साथ कुछ डेफिनेटली चैलेंजेस भी हैं। अभी नीति आयोग ने जो है, आपकी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के ऊपर एक जो है डूज एंड डोंट्स, और उसके लिए कुछ उन लोगों ने रेगुलेशंस बनाए हैं फॉर द कंट्री। जो चीज हो सकता है एक स्मॉल कंट्री के लिए जो है वो सूटेबल हो सकता है हमारी कंट्री के लिए, हाँ 140 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन वहाँ सूटेबल ना हो, क्योंकि हमें वी हैव टू सी टू इट दैट हमें एम्प्लॉयमेंट एंड अदर थिंग्स में भी हमें वी हैव टू टेक केयर। तो आप लोगों की नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस है, उसमें जो है लॉट ऑफ पेपर्स विल बी शेयर्ड, लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन वुड बी शेयर्ड, एंड आप लोगों को बेस्ट यूज जो है करना चाहिए इस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए। एंड आई थैंक यू सो मच फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी टू दिस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस। कोई क्वेश्चन आंसर हो तो आई कैन, और कोई क्यूरियोसिटी आपकी हो तो आई कैन शेयर विद दैट विद या
Yes, sir. I should one question.
या डेफिनेटली
Not related to your speech, but yes, you can answer it. As we are following the number of ethics and related to each and every field and all, so that too we are having number of flaws and all. Now, although we are having the ethics concept, so like what we can do and how artificial intelligence can contribute that we can maintain the ethics level in each and every field.
in this ethics level, it is a good question. मैंने बोला कि कुछ अच्छाइयों के साथ कुछ ना कुछ वो बुराइयां भी आती हैं। अब ये टच के स्क्रीन हो गया, आप पेरेंट्स भी कुछ बैठे हैं यहाँ, क्या आपका बच्चा खाना खाता है unless and until उसके हाथ में फोन ना हो.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
This is a fact.
Yeah, and it's a
तो
important
ये
aspect.
innovations आएंगे तो उसके साथ कुछ demerits भी आएंगे. We have to challenge that. टिम कुक ने जो है एक बहुत अच्छा saying किया. I am just sharing with you, which will I think answer your question also. You don't have to choose between doing good and doing well. It is a false choice now. Today, more than ever, you can only do so many things great with the type of technology which is available now. And you should cast aside everything else. Only good things you should adopt, and that other things you should cast away. और टेक्नोलॉजी उसको सपोर्ट करता है, ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं सपोर्ट करता. और जहाँ तक एथिक्स का सवाल है, एथिक्स में भी वो चीज़ आ जाती है. इवन गवर्नमेंट इज परप्लेक्स्ड. आज की डेट में रोज आप सुनते हो कि जी उसका इतना पैसा निकल गया, उसका इतना पैसा निकल गया, उतना वो हो गया. तो वी हैव टू टेक द ड्यू प्रिकॉशंस. अभी एप्पल फ़ोन में कम से कम एक एडवांटेज तो है कि जो है आप जो है वो आपका फ़ोन नहीं हैक होता. तो ये सब चीज़ें तो देखो साथ में चलती हैं. और क्योंकि रॉन्ग माइंड्स भी हैं.
मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एक AI चिप ऐसी होनी चाहिए that can control the mindset of the people. Yeah, this is the creation of
See, there
the
are
mindset.
3 tools. AI1, AI2, AI3. It will come.
हाँ, इट
It
विल
will
कम.
come.
अब ये फ़ोन है, आप सीरी से बोलो, सीरी मुझे मेरी वाइफ से कनेक्ट कर दो, वो फटाक कर देगा. सीरी ये मैनेजमेंट कॉलेज मुझे पहुंचना है, मैंने सीरी को ही बोला था कि आपके कॉलेज आना है, एंड आई रीच हियर. तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस ही है, हर फील्ड में आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस.
मतलब ये मतलब हमारे लिए बहुत डिलेमेटिक है और ये दुविधा है कि हम इतना अपग्रेड कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हमें पता है एथिक्स है, मोरल वैल्यूज है, सब चीज हमारे साथ है, लेकिन फिर भी हम लोग डेविएट होते जा रहे हैं. हम लोग गलत चीजों की तरफ चल रहे हैं. जहाँ हम अपने आप को अपग्रेड कर रहे हैं, दूसरी साइड हम अपने आप को गलत चीजों में भी डाल देते हैं. वही
यू आर राइट.
AI कुछ ऐसा भी हो जो इन माइंड सेट को भी कंट्रोल करे और चीजें अच्छी होती
Anything else, sir?
Yes, yes.
आपने बोला ह्यूमन में एक्यूरेसी कम होता है एज कम्पेयर टू मशीन. तो रोल्स रॉयस सारे काम ह्यूमन से क्यों करवाते हैं, मशीन से क्यों नहीं करवाते? असेंबल क्यों नहीं करवाते मशीन?
देखो इस चीज की लिमिटेशंस, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ लिमिटेशंस ऑन दैट आल्सो. हर चीज आप जो है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस द्वारा भी नहीं कर सकते, और हर चीज जो है मशीन से भी नहीं कर सकते. हम लोगों के यहाँ फिटर्स जिसे बोलते हैं, जो फिटमेंट करता है मशीनरी इक्विपमेंट का, उसके करीब 30 से 40% पीपल उसी में एम्प्लॉयड हैं जो फिटिंग ऑफ द मशीन्स करते हैं. बिकॉज मशीन कैन नॉट डू ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. इट कैन मेक ए प्रिसिशन कंपोनेंट, बट आपको फिटमेंट्स वगैरह करने के लिए तो आदमी का हेल्प लेना पड़ेगा उसी. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you so much to Siri who brought you here. Thank you for sharing experience and learning of your lives. And moving ahead, first I'd like to apologize to our group director, sir. Due to the time schedule, sir, we couldn't hear your words before. So it's time for the presidential address by our group director, sir, Professor Dr. K.K. Paliwal.
Thank you, ma'am. Our honorable chief guest, we had Senior Vice President Mr. Upal from Axis Bank, and Mr. Nirmal Singh from Yes. SOMAX Machines Limited, he is director there. And Professor Dr. S.A. Singh, Vice Chancellor of Rajasthan Technical University, Kota. Professor Dr. Abhin Bakshi sir, directors, deans, head of the departments, delegates, and dear students. Topic is very interesting. Topic of the conference, that is AI, artificial intelligence. Yes, and you know we are having. It's for sustainable future. That is challenges, opportunities, and best practices. Okay, so I think the speakers before me had given a thorough understanding of the subject. Yes, what is artificial intelligence? And as Professor Dr. S.K. Singh sir said, machines and humans. So we have to be humane first. So anything which we can achieve through AI, artificial intelligence, but that human feeling, that human touch will always be missing in that. So that has to be explored. जो मानवता है और जो मानव हृदय है उस तक पहुंच पाना शायद इतना आसान नहीं होगा through use of artificial intelligence. We can have driverless cars which can maintain distance between the two vehicles, or we can help it out in machining processes, in development of industries, and with the precision of micrometers, nanometers, or whatnot. That is very true. And with the advancement of technology, as sir rightly brought out, that yes, we have it, and it's not in the nascent stage. It has developed very well and taken by the engineers, by the technocrats, and in what disciplines, in almost all the disciplines of life. President Modi sir has also mentioned the use of deep fake technology, okay, where it was impersonated this technology, by using this technology. So there are always pros and cons. एक किसी भी टेक्नोलॉजी के हमारे कुछ प्लस पॉइंट्स माइनस पॉइंट्स हमेशा होते हैं, लेकिन you have to make a choice among the two. Yeah. तो हम किस राह पर चल रहे हैं और हमारे सिद्धांत, हमारी वैल्यूज, हमारे मूल वो चीज हमें सिखाते हैं कि हमें किस तरफ अग्रसर होना चाहिए. All delegates, students with innovative minds, with creative minds are sitting here. There will be a lot of deliberations, communication taking place amongst you, wherein you can decide, because there are always countermeasures and countermeasures that will be taking place throughout the society. So you have to find a way, you have to maintain a balance. I'm sure that these innovative minds sitting here are no less than Steve Jobs. Sir, so I got full confidence on the youth power. India, we have got the highest number of youths here. In the present day, in the entire world, and yes, I am quite hopeful this conference will give a direction to the young mind, young ignited minds, and for the future of India, for विकसित भारत, और ये आप सभी का योगदान बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होने वाला है आपका. There will be definite takeaway home from this conference, and the topic is very interesting. So we want to see a lot of deliberation, discussions, and a definite takeaway home from this conference. My best wishes for the conference, and thank you all the dignitaries for coming and participating in this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for boosting our confidence, and your time is really valuable for all of us. Well, with the same note, I would like to invite Dean of BC Department, Dr. Abhyanand sir, for vote of thanks. And he really worked hard to make this inaugural session successful.
Thank you, Anamika ma'am. Thank you, Anamika ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of our Honorable Managing Director, sir, Dr. Mayank Agarwal ji, AMT Group of Colleges, respected GD sir, Dr. KK Paliwal, respected Director sir, Dr. Abhil Bakshi Bhatnagar, AMT College of Management, myself, Professor Dr. Abhyanand, Dean and Professor of AMT College of Management, very proudly take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks on today's auspicious occasion when we are organizing a national conference on such an emerging topic, that is artificial intelligence for sustainable future, challenges, opportunities and best practices. Today it is an auspicious occasion because we have a galaxy of industry experts and academicians, and this is the best platform to bridge the gap between academia and industry. First of all, I would like to thank my deepest gratitude to Mr. Nirmal Singh, present here on the dais, guest of honor, who has spared his valuable time and expressed his innovative ideas. He is the director of SOMAC Machines Limited. Sir, you are an industry expert, and very nicely and simply you have guided our students the power of technology, the use of technology, as well as the challenges of technology. Thank you very much, sir. I am thankful to the chief guest of today's inaugural function, Dr. S.K. Singh, Vice Chancellor, Rajasthan Technical University, who could not make his physical presence due to his urgent commitments, official commitments, but at the same time he ensured that he must give his well wishes and message to all the participants, students and faculty members in online mode. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your commitment and words of wisdom, and we assure you that we will take it further. I am also highly obliged to the guest of prime of today's inaugural function, Mr. Utpal Mukherjee, who left due to his urgent meeting and official commitment, but he ensured that he must come after accepting our last minute of invitation. Thank you very much, sir. You are a banker, and very simply and nicely you expressed the use of artificial intelligence in banking and financial sector, which has given a different light to all our participants that AI can not only be used in computer science in IT, AI can very much used in management, finance and banking sector as well. Thank you very much, sir. I am very much thankful to our respected GD sir, Dr. KK Paliwal. Sir, you are a great mentor, academician and our source of inspiration. You inspired us with your words of wisdom. I am very much thankful to our respected dynamic director sir, Dr. Abhil Bakshi Bhatnagar, who always give credit to us for organizing this conference. But trust me, without sir motivation and support, this conference would not have been possible. Thank you very much, sir. Thankful to all the directors, deans and HODs of AMT Group of Colleges for their contribution, support and guidance. I am also thankful to all the coordinators of this particular event, starting from the convener, Mr. Akash Srivastava, Mr. Jaspal Singh, the organizing members, Madam Subi, Madam Isita, and others who have given their relentless efforts day and night to make this conference successful. Thank you so much to all of you. I am also thankful to the anchor of today's inaugural function, the standing behind me, Madam Anamika Pal, who coordinated and anchored this inaugural session so nicely and in a well manner. Last but not the least, I am highly thankful to all my loving students of IMT group of colleges who are present over here, and also students who have come from different institutions, that you have given your participation and your paper on time. Thank you so much. I once again wish you all the best for making this conference a great success. Dhanyavad, Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. You appreciated everybody. So thank you for that too. And for the technical session, I request everyone to stay here as Director Sir will be there. Before ending, I'd like to speak few lines, whatever I have summarized from everybody's speech, like our Honorable Group Director Sir also came here and all the chief guests. So I found that in the heart of machines, intelligence blooms, and artificial mind in virtual rooms, learning from data, evolving with grace. AI whispers secrets in the language of embrace. Let's dream of a future where AI and soul coexist in harmony, a harmonious goal, a partnership profound where progress and art create a world where innovation imparts. So with these lines, we will end up this inaugural session. But as we are Indians and we come to the conclusion of this momentous inaugural session, we kindly request everyone to rise for the national anthem. Let us stand united, expressing our shared commitment to the values that bind us as a nation. The national anthem will be played shortly.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind. For the technical session, Director Sir will chair this, so I request all of you to please stay here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Esteemed guests, conference participants, and my dear students. Welcome to the National Conference of IMT College of Management, Greater Noida. Artificial Intelligence for a Sustainable Future, Challenges, Opportunities, and Best Practices. I am Shahrukh S, Assistant Professor, BCA Department, your anchor for the technical session 1. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants, speakers, dignitaries for being a part of this transformative event. We are gathered here to exchange ideas and open discussions on artificial intelligence for a sustainable future, challenges, opportunities, and best practices, AIS FCOP 2024. It is indeed a golden opportunity for each one of us to enrich and enlighten ourselves. It is an open forum to interact, learn, and explore further potential collaboration in AISF COP 2024. Without further delay, let's dive into our promising schedule of technical session 1. Let us begin with the national conference where minds will meet, ideas will collide, and solutions will be born. However, due to paucity of time, we will request the speakers to please limit their respective presentation to 10 minutes. Out of 10 minutes, 5 minutes will be given for presentation and 5 minutes 5 minutes will be for the question answer session or discussion.
Yes, students, please, after this is the 1 hour session, hardly 45 minutes, then there will be break. So please sit properly, and thank you to everyone for showing the patience. Madam, continue.
All participants are requested to kindly take note of it. The 10 minutes will be given, 5 minutes will be given for the presentation, and 5 minutes will be for the discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the main part of the seminar, let me briefly explain the seminar rules and etiquettes that we expect
Ma'am, it's
from
okay, ma'am. You start the presentation,
Okay.
please.
Let me start
First
with the
presentation. Start, madam, please.
I would like to invite Dr. Chitra Lekha Agarwal for the presentation.
Yes, madam. She is from?
Okay, so good afternoon everyone. I am Chitralekha Agarwal from Mizoram University, and I just want to correct one thing. I am not doctor yet. I am in the process of being a doctor. Right? I am doing my PhD. So my topic is future of Indian print journalism in a hyper-connected world, and that is a qualitative study of Indian national newspapers. So next slide please. So the aim of this study is to know about the future growth trajectory of print journalism in India, and the research questions this study seeks to answer is: will the press survive in future? What will be the form and shape of print media journalism in future? And what role will technology play in Indian journalism? Next slide please. So these are the references that I have studied while preparing this research. Next slide please. Now the methodology. So this study is based on qualitative research. I have taken semi-structured interviews of some of the selected people. The sampling was non-random purposive sampling. The newspapers that were selected were Dainik Jagran, Amar Ujala, TOI and Hindustan Times. They were selected as per ABC rating, Audit Bureau of Circulation rating, right? And the number of respondents of press in the future. And if there will be a growth, the growth will be in regional areas, in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, not in capitals, not in Tier 1 cities. Another 30% people said that they are not very hopeful about the future of press. They said that e-papers will completely replace newspapers. And remaining 10% people, the one respondent said that newspaper will survive and bounce back after 3-4 years. He said that radio came, television came, but newspaper were always there and newspaper will always be there. Okay, so that was the first. Now role of technology. Technology has always played key role. So technological innovation will become key for growth in future. Production process will keep changing from print to multimedia. It has already changed nowadays. We are producing newspaper, people are producing news for websites. So multimedia use is already there and it will be like that in future also. AI will play a very important role. Artificial intelligence will play a very important role in press journalism. BBC and Washington Post they are already using, BBC is using Juicer and Washington Post is using Editor. They are already using it, and Indian press will also start using it very soon for generic writing of news especially. Then partnerships and collaboration with tech giants will become critical for print journalism to thrive in future. Next slide please. Now future print business growth. So the respondent said that print sales are expected to expand at 3.7% compound annual growth rate till 2025. After that, it could slow or it could grow. Business will keep shifting to hybrid format. Brand will be the main asset for business growth. Big newspapers or the market leaders will survive and smaller newspapers will vanish. Business will come from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities and regional areas. Next slide. Next slide, please. Now changes in journalism practices. How changes in journalism practices will take place. The knowledge economy will shift towards the specialized and niche markets. Hyper-local and regional news will sell. Multimedia desk journalism will increase. Social media will become important journalistic tool, and journalists will have to learn to create stories to suit the distribution channel. It's a very important thing. If a journalist is writing a news piece for newspaper, the production process is completely different. He or she just has to write. But if he is producing a story for multimedia, for social media, or for some electronic media, then he has to learn how to use multimedia. So this production process will change. So last time. Data journalism is going to be very, very important in future. And it is going to create too many jobs in journalism. Then freelancing and entrepreneurship will also gain prominence. Those who are not working in any of the newspapers, they can also start their own newspapers, e-paper, right? The mastery of animation, VR and AI technology will become an added advantage for building narratives. Building narratives mean, you must have seen that how they create animations in newspapers, they create comic strips in newspapers. They create graphics in newspaper. Now it will be done through VR and AI technology in future journalism. And fashion beats, lifestyle beats, all those beats who you feel very connected with will become very important. The challenges, the ideology, self-perception and boundary work of journalism as a profession will also be impacted. As AI use will increase in the media, issues like deepfakes will arise more frequently. Journalists will have to exercise greater gatekeeping, right? Then journalists will confront increased obstacles in an ever-evolving news ecosystem due to the volume and power of technological development. Last slide. Conclusion. So in future journalism, technology will be the key. Whoever can technologically upgrade itself, whoever can innovate will survive. In conclusion, the data reflects a nuanced outlook on the future of Indian press. The majority of respondents expressed confidence in the persistence of journalism in the future. Nobody said that journalism will end. Journalism will not end. They were talking about press. The form will change, but journalism will be there, right? And the industry's ability to adapt, embrace technology, and address emerging challenges will play a crucial role in shaping its trajectory. That is all. Thank you so much. So, yeah, if you want to ask any question. I hope I was clear. You understood everything well.
Madam, you have shown the data about the growth of print media.
Sorry?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So, the data I have seen from your presentation that shown the growth of media is up to 3.7%.
Yeah.
So, how would you justify that this growth would remain up to 3.7%? And what modeling have been used for R score value so that you can prove that this is my authenticated value and I would stick to that value?
So first of all, this is not my figure. This is the figure that respondents have given. And I have used that figure only. I don't know about the technicalities. How did they reach to this data? How did they reach to this result? What they said, I just used it in my research. So I don't know about it. About how they,
The second thing that you have put in data analysis in journalism.
Yeah.
So how would you connect the data analysis in journalism? In what respect?
Yeah, that is a very important question. We all know use of data analysis in psephology. You know psephology? चुनाव के वक्त जो विश्लेषण होता है, इलेक्शन के वक्त हम सब डेटा एनालिसिस का यूज करते हैं. इसके अलावा भी आजकल के इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया में भी आपने देखा होगा, they research a lot, they survey a lot. कुछ लोगों का उन्होंने सर्वे किया प्रधानमंत्री के बारे में, आप क्या सोचते हैं, 30% लोगों ने ये किया, 30% लोगों ने ये किया। तो हेयर डेटा एनालिसिस बिकम वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। आने वाले टाइम में आप कितने अच्छे से डेटा को एनालाइज कर सकते हैं, कितने अच्छे से कितने लोग किसी चीज के बारे में क्या सोचते हैं। जैसे एक केस भी अभी हुआ था एक कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका का, जिन्होंने डेटा एनालाइज कर करके ही फ्रॉड किया था, राइट। तो डेटा एनालिसिस इज गोना बी वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। इन्वेस्टिगेटिव रिपोर्टिंग में वो काम आने वाला है। कैसे आप फ्यूचर को प्रेडिक्ट करोगे, कौन सी पार्टी जीतने जा रही है, कौन सा आपने कुछ नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च किया है, उसका क्या रिजल्ट आने वाला है, उन सारी चीजों में डेटा एनालिसिस इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। जितने लोगों से मैंने बात की, हर किसी ने ये कहा कि डेटा एनालिस्ट की बहुत कमी है जर्नलिज्म में, और ऐसे लोग अगर आते हैं तो उनको तुरंत की तुरंत वो लोग ले लेंगे। बहुत जरूरी।
First you correct yourself. Data analysis is not used for corruption. Data manipulation is the process for manipulation and all the things. Data analysis is something that we find out to meaningful insight. Data manipulation is the other side of the thing that you have. The people are using data manipulation and data pre-processing step while making some cooked decision and all.
So I didn't say that data analysis is used in corruption. I don't think I said it.
Said that
Did I
some
say
people
that?
used to manipulate the thing by
I gave example of Cambridge Analytica.
So
and
that is data
they
manipulation.
did manipulate, yeah,
That is
data.
not data analysis.
Okay. But I think if you don't know how to analyze data, you can't manipulate it, right? If you want to be wrong with something, you first have the knowledge of that thing. Only then you can manipulate it. Otherwise, you can't manipulate it. I'm not saying you are. This is how my knowledge is.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
I want to add
Yeah,
that
please.
as you said that the data analysis cannot be like manipulated. Yes, it could be. Before the analysis, the manipulation takes place actually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, anybody, I saw, a hand, yeah. I want to say one more thing to you. You were asking about brain thing now. In today's newspaper, there is Elon Musk, in today's Times of India, there is an anchor piece. जिसमें पहली brain chip implant की गई है.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for choosing this topic and being out of the box and talking about an issue that no one thinking about. But according to the data, one of the respondents said that radio and television also come to existence, but still newspapers survive. But these things were not that accessible as mobile phones are. Like using radio can cause disturbance to the surroundings, but newspaper phones are very silent. So, and even other forms of comics and books are somehow at an age of extinction. Like in my childhood, I used to read some books like Champak and things, but they are now not available. And in countries like Japan, there's a culture of anime and manga, so these things survive. But the evolution of smartphone can lead to, I don't think newspaper will survive.
Sir, even many of the respondents said that the newspaper will survive, but in the change form. But one person said that it will bounce back. Though I know no one to say anything, but I feel that they will survive because, as that person said, that the feeling that you can have with reading a newspaper, that can't you have with reading something on a screen.
Yeah. So the thing
That
is,
is-
it connects you with the nature because paper is made up with the tree. So when we read it, it's your neurotransmitters are not so fast. You are reading at a pace.
Yes,
so
yes.
it is going to survive. Don't worry.
And problem has come because of youth readers. They have never been, they have never known reading a newspaper. They have never read newspapers, so they don't know the feeling of reading a newspaper. But the people who have been reading newspapers since childhood, like me, they are reading it, and he said that it will definitely bounce back. So.
Hope so, ma'am. Thank you.
That is all. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you, sir, for your question also.
Let's move on to the next presentation. The authors are Dr. Seema Bhati, Yash, and Dr. Archana. Welcome, ma'am.
Mr. is not asking hard question because we are short of time. Anyway, good presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Good. Please give your one name, introduction. Simply one line.
We are having the time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Director Sir, respected Dean Sir, Ma'am of all the departments, and all the faculty members, and my dear friends. My name is Yashwan Raya, pursuing BCom from IIT College of Management. It's a truly honor to stand before you to share the risk management in banking, integrating AI for improved decision and making. Before that, I would like to just speak on one point, that is that artificial intelligence has crossed in our Earth in 2023 with an equivalent force of a homogeneous meteor from outer space. Like it is integrated with our life, like we didn't even know about it. The technological aftermath has impacted every industry from healthcare to banking and financial services. Adaptive use of AI has especially been found to streamline and transform the delivery of banking services to customers across the world.
Excuse me, please, we need your attention, please. See, I would like to say something. Actually, we are here to discuss about the AI, artificial intelligence. So, artificial intelligence, it is a game of the mind. Say yes or no? It is a game of mind. Okay. So, artificial intelligence itself is created by the human mind. As Paliwal sir said, this is our choice, that we have to make the choice between the machine and the human. So artificial intelligence is the creation of the human mind, and we have to go for the human side, right? Artificial intelligence is nothing, it is just integration of the new innovation, new creation, new technology, upgradation in existing things. This is the artificial intelligence. Nowadays, the artificial intelligence concept has come with the robotics concept. Earlier, artificial intelligence automatically comes in mind robotic system, right? It is true. But now the artificial intelligence has developed its own place, its own domain in various fields, like its health industry, medical industry, finance industry. Everywhere artificial intelligence is making its place. So we have not to take the artificial intelligence in a other way. Here is the wide scope, wide area to explore the role and importance of the artificial intelligence. So here today we are to discuss about the role and importance of the artificial intelligence in mitigating the risk in the banking industry. As we know, there is a huge number of the fraud cases are indulged with the finance industry, banking sector. So now the question arises that how we can mitigate this risk. And what is the risk? Risk is associated with maintaining the privacy. How to reduce the fraud cases? आप लोग सभी देख रहे होंगे आए दिन हमारे साथ फ्रॉड्स हो रहे हैं. ये डिपेंड कर रहा है हमारी इंटेलिजेंसी पे. अगर हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंसी पे बात कर रहे हैं तो वहां पे हमें अपने खुद की माइंड इंटेलिजेंसी पे भी काम करना पड़ेगा. Would you believe मेरे पास दिन में 10 फोन ऐसे आते हैं जो मुझे ये बिलीव कराते हैं कि वो बिल्कुल मेरा ही डेटा वेरिफिकेशन कर रहे हैं, है ना, मेरा ही केवाईसी कर रहे हैं. तो यहाँ पे हमें सिर्फ और सिर्फ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंसी पे डिपेंड नहीं रहना है, हमें अपनी माइंड इंटेलिजेंसी पे भी डिपेंड रहना है. हमें अपने माइंड को भी यूज करना है, तभी हम विक्टिम नहीं बनेंगे. कंटिन्यू.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. I would also want to add one word, is that artificial intelligence have integrated within us, but only we can access it through when we used to give an output to it, to an input to it. As per the Accenture report, the Indian banks serve more customers stimulously through a significant increase in transaction and digital transaction, deploying the use of artificial intelligence in banking sector. let's dive into how our favorite Indian banks are integrated in AI. So we here speak about it.
Take cordless. Cordless.
Hello. So we are here speaking about the conventional risk management in banking, the shortcoming of conventional methods. The conventional risk management procedures in banking having limitation in dealing with the complex of today's financial environment. We all know that in banking sector they all work in a very vigorous and a hazard in a very tough manner, and which presents a various difficulties and which poses a lot of challenges to us. Need for enhanced risk management. The complexity and risk in the modern financial landscape call for enhanced risk management strategies to ensure the stability and security, which is a very main important in the banking sector. Complexity in financial environment. The increasing complexity in financial environment necessity a revision of tradition and risk management methods to meet evolving demands of each and every industry. And each and every industry is now based on AI. Revolutionary potential of AI in risk management has improved precision, real-time risk management and effective in financial institutions. Efficiency of AI-driven models in risk assessment. The credit risk assessment is that the AI models can provide more accurate credit risk evaluation based on advanced data analysis. Another is the fraud detection. Just want to give a small example for this thing. Like whenever there's an option used to come in chat box in that I'm not a robot. But when we click on it, it doesn't used to ask for any cache or verification. Why? There's only one simple thing is that the way a human moves his mouse, the AI detects it definitely. The same way, each and every fraud detection can be captured through AI. There is a, like we used to have, like we knew about the bitcoins and all. That time there's a specific numbers are there for that in order to know that this bitcoin belongs to this particular person and this bitcoin has this same number for it. Stress testing. AI can work in a lot of stress. Like where with all those accounting standards, all those accounting, all those the people, those who have accounts and all. Moral issues in AI-driven risk management. That is the algorithmic decision-making, appropriate application of AI. Application of AI technologies for risk management. That is the advanced implementing of AI in risk management and practical consideration. Total 1K capabilities of AI-driven risk management model ensure the adaptability across the diverse banking and institutions. And 750 customizable AI allows the tailored risk management strategies to meet the specific banking requirements. So the future of AI, integrated risk management banking, is first that it's very adaptability to the market challenges and it is a continuous innovation. Like it can never be stopped. And I want to, for conclusion, I will call Simama.
Here I would like to emphasize on the importance of the AI. Nowadays AI is working in terms of mitigating the risk again associated with the fraud cases and all, especially in the banking sector. And if anybody is having any question, so please ask.
Call him. Just spoke about two technologies.
Yes, sir.
Those who are AI driven and used by the bank.
Yes.
Only two technologies.
Two technology names that is used by the bank. For that, sir, in specific details, I don't know.
How could you write such data? If it doesn't know about the technology that has been indulged with the banking services, how could you write this? At least you should know the two technologies that has been incorporated with the banking sector.
When I know that's the specific detail, we can say the KYC.
KYC is not AI-enabled technology. That can be done with manually also. I want to
Also,
know the
biometrics and the authentication of the particular users is done by KYC.
Again, biometric is not a AI-driven technology.
So, but the authentication of that specific person, like authorized person, in all
That is
these-
called mapping. That is not biometric. That is, we are mapping the past data or historical data with the present data. That is called mapping.
So
I want to know the two technology that we are using in the banking sector, and that is given by the AI. Do you know? Do you know? Yes or no?
I don't know, sir.
So we have chatbots in bank.
Again, chatbot is not a AI-driven technology. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
This is a learning stage now. So this is your homework.
Yeah,
You
yes,
just
ma'am.
find out.
Whenever you go for the presentation, at least you know about the technology that you are using. Call the next one, please.
Thank you. Next presentation will be of Mr. Kundan and Ms. Deepa Kumari.
हाँ हाँ सर नहीं सर 1 बजे तक चलेगा ना सेशन 1 बजे तक होगा ठीक है अभी टेक्निकल सेशन चल रहा है तो पढ़ा
Respected Director Sir, Dean Sir, all the faculties present over here. Hello. Respected Director Sir, Dean Sir, HOD Sir, and the faculties and students present over here. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Deepa Kumari, and Mr. Kundan Sir will present our research paper on the topic is optimizing energy consumption through AI-driven solution.
So good morning. Energy behind all of us, because everything we use is from your food to clothes to your mobile phone to your vehicle, everything consume energy. And we know that through energy we are polluting our environment, and that's why saving energy or switching the energy renewable sources is the prime motive for us. Okay. So as we know that the COP26, the international organizations and world has decided to go to the carbon zero by 2050. In light of that, Indian government also stated that the government or the India will become carbon zero by 2070. And Indian Railway also targeted for 2030 they will become carbon zero. Carbon zero stands for all the energy that any organization or country will use come from the renewable resources, and that's why there will be no or minimal carbon footprint. So that's why in India what happens, the energy we uses during consumption or transmission, about 20 to 30% of the energy is wasted during the process of manufacturing and all. So utilizing AI in the process, we can save or we can optimize the energy consumption based on the previous data. As you know, AI and data science, we can have an ample amount of data, and by analyzing the data, we can have the solution for the energy optimization based on the data that was collected by AI and processed. So, what are the next topic? The power of the research objective was to power of AI-driven energy management. So, जैसा बोला कि 20 to 30% of energy is wasted during production or the transmission of the energy. So for that we can use AI like real-time monitoring analysis of data. Then we can have automated control and optimization. Like for example, I want to give you. Everybody know that during the time like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. the consumption of energy is the highest. Because due to that the rate of the energy will be decided based on the demand of the energy. Like दोपहर के टाइम पे जब हमारा सोलर पावर जब ज़्यादा एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस कर रहा होता है उस समय हमारा डिमांड कम होता है. तो डिमांड और सप्लाई का जो गैप है, so more demand, supply is less, then the consumption of energy or the rate of the energy will be high. So शाम के टाइम पे जब इवनिंग में 6 to 9 PM में जब आपका consumption level high होता है and the production is based on the non-renewable resources like coal power plant or the thermal power plants, तो उस समय क्या करेंगे? Our demand for the energy is high and the production is low, so the rate of the energy will be high. So using that technology or the AI, we can say the AI analytics, one can easily get information prior that when and where the energy demand will come at what time, and according to that we can eliminate the bottleneck. For example, let's say if AI is showing you that from this day, like let's say from 2nd of the February, the energy demand from the enterprises will be going to high. So what will we do? We will prepare all the energy producing power plants like thermal power plants, hydro power plants, and any other source. We can make preparation according to that. Okay. The next, fault detection and maintenance. Sorry, energy demand forecasting I have already explained you. Then fault detection and maintenance. So what happens that when an industry is working, if there is a fault, okay. So what happens? It is a wastage of resources like the fault. You have enterprise has to maintain that fault also. Apart from that, the person working on that system is not generating any outcomes. And the second one, the person who is employed on that site is not putting or generating any output. So in that way, fault detection and maintenance can help the enterprise to minimize their losses or direct losses or associated losses in the manufacturing process. And we can see here, it is the data showing the consumption of renewable energy resources. The line which is showing the energy demand from the 1810, it's almost 1 century, and we can see that the trend of the energy demand goes exponentially. In relation to that, the renewable energy resources is in the dotted line in the bottom, and you can see the rate of the energy, renewable energy has increased. Okay, so this was the data taken from the research paper. And benefit of AI-driven energy management, as I suggest, already discussed the objective of the AI, and the benefit is the same. Like improve energy efficiency. What efficiency means? The kilowatt hour of energy that we consume for the production of our product and services. So if it is high, then the efficiency is more. Cost saving. As we say that the wastage of energy, like in India, industry consume 40% of the total power consumption, and out of that 30% of the energy is wasted during the production and the you can say the transportation. So by implying that, we can save the cost, enhance sustainability. As we have discussed in the earlier that 2050 is the target for zero carbon, and every day we are talking about the pollution and the associated problem. So it can also bring sustainability or operational optimization. Like already discussed, that's quite happened that if something is not working on the time, it is a loss for the organization, and there are n number of associated loss when there is a shutdown or anything happens, right? Then energy, benefit of AI-driven energy management. So I have already discussed you that monitoring of energy consumption is very important, because once you monitor the energy consumption through AI, it will give you all the previous data, and based on the data, the large set of data will give you the prediction when and why and how much of energy is required at where, which place, okay? Challenges, what is the challenges in India or world that you know AI is integrated with IoT, Internet of Things. So let's say imagine a situation, since it is enterprise, but I am taking example of your home, right? Let's say your smart meter installed in your home. This day government is installing a smart meter or digital meter, a smart meter which is connected to your network, okay? Let's say the meter is connected to your home with your fan, with all your electric devices, with equipment installed in your home like, what can I say, washing machine, television, refrigerator, your AC. And with AI, what happened? Meter got a notification. Meter got a notification that there is nobody in AC room. So since it is a IoT connected devices, everything is connected to your AI. So what happened? Or you can imagine in that way, like in the evening the price of the unit, per unit cost of the electricity is high. So what happened at that time? Maybe the AI is suggesting that please switch off your AC so that your energy consumption or the bill of the electricity will be low. Okay, this can be implemented in organization also. But the challenge that you know in your home you don't have everything connected, like your fan is not compatible to connect with internet, your AC may be not connected, maybe if you have new AC then it is connected, but yes, so all the devices is not compatible to connect with IoT. So the same challenge is also faced by the corporate or enterprise also. So for that they need funds. You have for implementing all these IoT devices, we need funds. So first of the challenge is this, and the second challenge that IoT, you know, it is connected one where we need the bandwidth. And India, you also heard the yesterday news that the telecom operators are asking for the government to release the bandwidth, and you face the challenge here also in your mobile phones that you are not getting network here and there. So how your device will connected? So this is one of the problem. Integrating IoT and AI in enterprises also, not only in your home or in your mobile phone, but also in the enterprise across the India and most of the developing countries. Then conclusion, the solution is potential is very high, but we have to analyze and we have to support the enterprises by government giving some subsidies or fund, or we can say that government is promoting. In that way we can support our enterprise and we can have a greener or sustainable future for us. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Here we are taking a short break. We'll resume our conference in the Chanakya Haring Management Building after. Thank you.
टाइम बोल दो